Hello, everybody. We're back again with Sportstake, and there's so much to talk about. Trades galore, NBA trades galore, and we gonna get into it. Who made the best moves? Who didn't make a move? Who should have made a move? All of that. I want to welcome the crew, and we're gonna get started with the conversations. But first, I said something on Facebook, and I got a little backtrack on it. Um, I said that today, with 3 weeks training, I could beat Clarissa Ward. Oh, excuse me, Clarissa Shields.
Okay.
3 weeks training at 62 years old, almost 63. I still think I could beat her.
My money on her. My money on her. I put all my money on her. Everything I own on her.
I'll put Jeff's red shirt on that. I promise you.
I'll put the Phyllis.
But brothers,
I'll put Phyllis.
I am a man, and at one time a very athletic man, and a man. Y'all agree a man can beat a woman? What you shake your head for, Grod?
Look, I'm gonna say this. That is a very good argument that you make that a man should beat a woman. I don't know if you saw what Clarissa Shields did to that girl's neck and in her head.
I saw the 10th round. Did you see the 10th round when she put her on her knees?
That her hand right. Oh my God. My neck got strained looking at it. I'm like, man, woo, that was a devastating punch, man. Devastating.
For those who don't know, he's talking about the fight last week between Clarissa Shields and Danielle Perkins, where Shields took her apart. Shields is now a champion, a undisputed champion in 3 weight divisions for the first time by man or woman. First time done by a man and woman. Yeah. Undisputed champion in 3 weight divisions.
And she's from a Flintstone.
Exactly.
But Daryl, you got to vote for me, don't you?
Daryl, and Carl think he can beat her.
Carl, at 62, you couldn't beat Ron Shields, Clarissa Shields, Carl Shields.
Carl couldn't beat. He couldn't beat Cat Williams.
You couldn't go to TSU and whoop a freshman that's fresh out the country. Let me explain something to you, my brother. We reach a certain age, and it doesn't matter. When these people have trained, like she's trained, been fighting all her life, she has skill, you're not going to pick that up in 3 weeks. And
exactly.
That's just dismiss that altogether.
How about 3 months?
I don't know about where you from. You're doing this gender thing, but where I'm from in the trade, I've seen some girls put some hands on some dudes.
Exactly.
So don't tell me nothing about because I'm a man. Because I've seen it happen. And what you don't want to do is be on the wrong end of a whooping from a woman.
Exactly. You'll never let it down.
Back to the hood, that's for sure. Now, if
you
whoop her, they gonna man, you whoop the girl. But if she whoops you, you go ahead and leave.
Yeah. You can't win. You can't win in that situation.
I'd be thrown out the manhood, and then the sisters would laugh at me too.
Everywhere you go, everywhere you go, they're gonna be like, that's that dude that Clarissa dropped in 22 seconds.
We need a new host for the show, Carl. We'd have to ban you for 6 months.
Well, I would try it though. I would say, hey, I'm fighting for the manhood. I would try it, but it'll never come up, so I don't have to prove myself. Okay,
good for you.
Bill, Canelo, who's out there with the boxing? What's the next boxing match?
Well, they're trying to match them with Crawford. Crawford has to come up with a couple of weight classes to fight him. But he's got a couple other guys out there he could fight. But Canelo's kind of just sitting back in the cut, waiting for somebody to come to him. He holds all the belts. I mean, he don't have to force the hand on nobody. And these guys over in overseas who's trying to control the matches with the money, I mean, he still is in charge of whoever he fights. Everybody want to see him fight Crawford. I mean, that's the only one that Crawford wants. Crawford ain't gonna fight nobody else. He could be fighting guys lower and making money, but Crawford's up in age, so it won't really matter. He better do something soon, whether it's Canelo or somebody else. But Canelo right now in his division, he's lost a fight before. He can be beat. Triple G's out the way. And so, he has to go up too. He has to fight some bigger guys to get money. He's made some big money fights. That's what Crawford looking for.
Crawford, that's what exactly. I was about to say that he's just looking for a big money fight. I think he's gonna get hurt in that fight. I just think
he got skill set. He can protect himself. I don't worry about that. I just know it's a match that probably he shouldn't take, but he's not gonna go in there and embarrass himself. He's not gonna go in there and get beat the way he beat Earl Spence. I promise you that.
He better he better make sure he's in the best shape of his life.
He can do that. He only gets a one-shot fight for him. He's not gonna do a trilogy. He's gonna do this one fight, and that'll be it. He probably will get beat, but he'll defend himself well. He has a good skill set.
I tell you, he needs to get who's got a good track team? Who's got a good track team that you know of? Because if that man gets in the ring with Canelo, he's gonna need some track training because he's gonna be running. Okay, and I don't blame him. I'm not saying that he's gonna need some track shoes. Damn the boxing boots. Get you some track shoes, some Adidas or something, because brother, you're gonna have to run. You get touched by one of them Canelo right hands, good night.
Well, we are almost up to date with boxing, but there's a lot of other queries that are out there. A lot of people want to fight Jake Paul just so they can get a part of that money. I heard the message from Oliver McCall. I don't even know if you all remember who that is.
No, that's like you fighting Clarisa. That ain't gonna happen. Oliver McCall ain't fighting nobody, bro. He shouldn't even get a license.
It's not the guy that quit in the ring.
That's exactly who it is.
Gotcha.
At the same time.
Right. Yeah. Gotcha.
Well,
he had mental issues. He was a great fighter. He just had some
mental problems.
That many times, yeah.
And
it's true.
Boxing hasn't been the same since Mike Tyson. All respect to Tyson Fury, to Wilder, Joshua. All respect to them, but it hasn't been the same since Mike Tyson was out there. And we'll see if it comes back. I think this new champion has the credentials. However, he's too old to have a real impact over some years. But guys, let us pivot to the trades of the NBA. What you say, Phil, what you say about them trading Luka?
Man, Luka just bought a brand new big home. I don't think neither one of them saw it coming. Anthony Davis, when he's well, he's hell, but he stays sick all the time. Okay? And so Luka is injury prone a lot too. And look at him when he's playing. He carried a team not playing defense and overweight to the final. So he has a skill set that's going to work for LA, but the trade was a pretty good shocker for me.
I think that the new owners, Mark Cuban is not the main owner anymore.
No, he's not.
And the new owners, just looking at their money, he's owed $360 over 6 years, I think.
A lot of money.
They're just looking at their money. And they say, well, you're supposed to be playing, so we're supposed to play you this much. And they saying he's not taking care of himself. He's 270, but still, I wouldn't have made that move even with those things going on. He just took me to the championship last year. Daryl, what you say?
Luka is a 25-year-old, 5-time NBA All-Star. That's all that needs to be said. The Lakers stole this. Everybody can say they can trade and everything. With Luka going there, the Lakers won this head and shoulders above. Not only do they get a young guy that's in his prime, that we see is capable of taking a lesser team, because Dallas was a lesser team. They had a few pieces here and there, but they get nowhere. Even with Kyrie, they get nowhere without Luka and him putting up the 30, 40, and 50 that he was doing during that run. What you also do if you're the Lakers is you got your girlfriend ready for when your wife leaves. When LeBron says bye,
succession.
Luka steps right in.
Succession.
Right there. So
it doesn't make no sense any kind of way.
Advice.
Doesn't make any kind of sense.
Not me, Gil. Not me.
I think some trades are actually made by the NBA league office. They want the Los Angeles franchise to stay viable.
Yes.
They know that LeBron is about to be out, and they want that offensive franchise. You got to realize that's one of the biggest markets in America, like the top 2 of the biggest markets in America. So they want that team to stay viable. So they know that LeBron's about to walk out, and they want someone to take his place. And
so you saying no matter what, they would have got somebody, even if it wasn't Luka, to do that trade that the league has something to do with it.
Exactly.
Why come it couldn't be the Lakers front office just having the foresight to steal him because they was trying to get rid of him?
I agree with Jeff.
Jeff, the only time I've seen them do something, they forfeited the Chris Paul trade a number of years ago. That was they shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
But I don't think they sanctioned this one. I think it's just 2 rich boys sitting in the room saying, "Hey man, I want your guy, you want my guy. Well, we trade that contract for this contract." And then what you said makes sense with the succession, and Daryl said makes sense with it being a succession for LeBron. I mean, he's the right guy.
He's 25 years old.
That part is true. He's
got
succession.
8 to 10 years, and they need a big star out in LA. They have to have him to keep the money flowing. There's a bunch of rich people out there that pay a bunch of money to see these cats shoot 3-pointers now. But you got Luka out there. They needed him from a financial standpoint, and you got street clothes going to Dallas. That's his nickname.
I'm gonna say though, Dallas is not just any market. They got rich people in Dallas. They got a lot of money in Dallas. So I mean, I just think it's what Phil said. It's 2 rich men in their office, and they just passing things around. I don't think the NBA got involved as much as you all are saying. I still think it's totally unbelievable. It's something else going on with Luka that Dallas didn't want to be a part of.
It's kind of like Victor Wembanyama. When he came out, he wanted to go to San Antonio. When I heard Houston really won the lottery, if I'm serious, Houston really won the draft lottery. I've heard this on several outlets, but they wanted him in San Antonio with Greg Pop, and he wanted to go to San Antonio. He did not want to come to Houston. And I'm telling you, when the NBA
Pop getting sick though,
they get it. When the NBA wants something, they get it. It's as simple as that.
But they want, but did they not win the lottery?
Well, yeah, they.
Okay. I mean, we can't. I mean, I believe there's conspiracy theories and a lot of stuff. But I just feel to believe a lot of times that's how it goes. That's just like saying they're going to make Kansas City. Yeah, we obviously see they get help, but they good too. So you got to beat them. Okay,
you got to beat them.
But you just don't get it that they get help.
San Antonio won the lottery. But think about San Antonio history. They got David Robinson.
Hey Jeff, did
and they got women. I mean, they fixed all of them.
Oh, I'm just talking about Wembanyama.
That's not my point.
30 years ago.
Stay with that, and I'm okay with that. I'm just saying, but what about the fact that their history says they got a little lucky treat? I mean, you guys have got 3 Hall of Fame because Wembanyama played right. He's going to go to Hall of Fame. But we know Tim Duncan and Robinson are. I'm just saying it happens.
All right, real quick, guys. I like what the Lakers did. The Lakers didn't only make the trade to get Doncic, they also turned around and made another good trade to pick up a 7-foot center who's a 23-year-old Mark Williams from Charlotte. I like that trade. He gives them a guy that is an athlete. He's a guy that can set the pick and roll to the basket, and you can throw the alley-oop, and he can go get it and finish it. He plays above the rim. So I like that move. So they come away with Doncic and Mark Williams. Doncic is 25. Mark Williams is 23. So those guys can grow together. I like what the Lakers did, but I also like Dallas team. I like AD on that Dallas team. You got Kyrie Irving at the point. You got your boy Klay Thompson at the 2 guard, and now you got AD at power forward, and then you got Derek Lively or Gafford at center, and then you got PJ Washington at small forward. That's the squad. They got a good team. Now, in the short term, I like Dallas' team in the short term. But in the long term, I think this trade it benefits the Lakers more in the long term.
We gotta wait and see how it turns out. And I don't think we have to wait long. Jeff.
Real quick, Paul, real quick. What do you guys think about LeBron James? How has this guy been in the league 22 years? Did you see the numbers he put up last night? The guy had like 45 points, 42 points, 17 rebounds or something. This guy's, 40 years old, been playing the league for 22 years. Have you ever seen anybody do that at this at this age dominate the way he's dominating right now? They winning without Doncic. They win without Doncic. He's dominating.
You're not going to see
Y'all
that.
seen a guy do that at this age?
No, not like that.
How is he doing that at age 40?
The only other person that comes to mind is from a different sport, and that's Tom Brady. And I don't like him, but that dude performed.
Don't forget Nolan Ryan was still throwing 98 miles an hour fastballs at 46.
For sure.
At 46.
He was going to come to mind. You're right. You're absolutely right, Phil.
Okay. So we got what you call just freaks of nature. Okay, Carl, go ahead. Okay, Carl, real quick before we move on. I like the move by San Antonio picking up De'Aaron Fox. I like that. Now you have De'Aaron Fox in the backcourt with Stephen Castle. Both of those guys are young guys, and to go along with Wembanyama. I like that. I like what Sacramento.
What about Jimmy Butler going to the Warriors? I don't know. They just trying to change their chemistry of their team, I think. But I don't see him being better at this stage than Andrew Wiggins. And well, I think Andrew Wiggins he's gonna provide something pretty good for Miami Heat. I don't necessarily see Jimmy Butler unless he's out to prove something. He has the talent, but I don't see it. What you think, Jeff?
I like the trade for Miami because they needed to get him under Jimmy Butler. He had a really bad attitude. He was not being professional. You have to show up. You're making what, $47 million a year. You have to show up to work. And he was not showing up to work. He was not being professional. So you have to move off that guy. And I like what they got. They got Wiggins in that deal. They got who else? They got Wiggins. They got Kyle Anderson, and they picked up a first-round draft pick in that deal. So I like what they got. How many first rounds? You got one first-round pick. But now I know where you're going with this, Mr. Darryl Jones. I know exactly where you're going with this. I said on the show 2 weeks ago that they will probably get 2 first-round picks. But in my opinion, they got better than 2 first-round picks. They got Wiggins, who is an all-star. Wiggins has been an NBA all-star. Plus, they got Kyle Anderson, and they got a first-round pick. That's better than 2 first-round picks. Cool? Because look what we got. Look how many first-round picks are bums.
Unfortunately for you,
Jeff, number 3 overall last year, and we still waiting on him to pay a dividend.
Unfortunately for you, I worked at a law firm for the last 36 years, and we deal in black and white, sir. You know, you can say that it's relative, but in black and white, you said 2 first-round picks. You didn't say or something comparable, or something close, or something even better. So
but
the contract for the bet,
but hold on,
the contract for the bet said 2 first-round picks, and then get 2 first-round.
But y'all said they wouldn't even get 1. Hold on, but y'all said they wouldn't even get 1.
We doing semantics. Doing semantics now. Facts.
Yeah. That'll be an all-white campus special with fries.
They got to give me all-star.
All-white campus with fries. Thank you, sir.
All right, you got it. You got it, my brother. You got it. All right.
So,
all right.
Guys, what's the matter with the Rockets? They done lost 5 in a row. What's going on? What you think, Phil?
You asking me?
Yeah.
Well, actually, you know, that's a team that's not, you know, they're still young. I mean, look what they're playing out there. And they're still trying to gel, and the coach is still trying to get his system in. Think about it. It ain't been a whole 2 years, it's a year and a half. Now, no excuses for losing the game the other night, for sure. None whatsoever. You get the ball in, run the clock out, game over. Okay? You give up wide open threes, they in the NBA too. They're not gonna miss them all. So it's some coaching stuff, and then there's some, you know, mental mistakes made. But at the same time, who thought they'd be in 3rd place at this point of the year in the Western Conference? I didn't.
All right, let me give you my spiel on it. All right, yeah, I'm very disappointed in the Rockets right now. I mean, at one point, we were really, really high on them, and everything was exciting and fun on the sports site to talk about the Rockets. Everybody was all excited about the Rockets. You know, that we felt that they was a little bit ahead of where we thought they would be, and then all of a sudden, bam, the reality check. And they've gone up against some tougher teams on the road, and have had a lot of games on the road. And then they've had injuries. Remember, they still missing Jabari Smith. They missing Fred VanVleet, and then they was missing Shagun. And so they've had a lot of guys in and out of the lineup. So but all teams deal with that. I understand that all teams deal with that. But this team here it affects them more because they're so young and they're so prone to making mistakes. And it's just right now, they're in a bad spot right now. But you got to understand, the Rockets, hold on. The Rockets are only about 2 games out of not making the playoffs. Y'all don't realize how close the Rockets are not making the playoffs. Right now, the Rockets are in the 4th spot. The Lakers are only 1 game behind the Rockets and tied with the Rockets in the loss column. The T-Wolves in the 6th spot, and they are only a couple of games behind the Rockets. The Rockets could very well end up being a lottery team again. What do y'all say to that?
I don't see that.
So what? If
Say
they
what?
are, so what? Yeah. We lost 5 games in a row. And all of a sudden, we're in the lottery. We're going to get the number 1 pick. When we won 5 games in a row, when we beat the best teams in the East, when we beat them, when we all of a sudden the NBA champions, I don't understand why when we're winning, you know, when we're losing, we're the scum of the earth. And don't get me wrong, you didn't go that far, Jeff. But I'm saying the general consensus is when they look, oh, here they go, back to the same old Rockets. Oh, no. But when they were winning, when they was beating it, then we say, oh, we can beat anybody. We're going to be the NBA champs. No, like Phil said, it's a young team. They're still a 4th in the West. They're 6th overall. And yeah, it's 2 games here or there, but it's still 2 games. Would you rather be 2 games in the playoffs or 2 games out of the playoffs? So I'm not panicking. If I had told you that come February the 7th, the Rockets are going to be 32-19, 4th in the West, would you take that? You would have took that with a 3-piece campus like you already own me. I'm kidding.
Most definitely.
We ain't getting that campus special. Just keep on talking that stuff, brother. Just keep on. But anyway, I hear what you're saying. But you have to understand, man, we have to deal with reality. You have to understand we have to hold everyone accountable. You know, it's just like a wife. If she's being real nice to you, you're going to brag on her. Oh, man, I got the best wife in the world. And then all of a sudden she's cheating on you and dogging you out and treating you like you know what? Then yeah, you're going to complain because she's not treating you well. So I'm just saying is you're holding them accountable.
Hold up, Jeff. It's not that simple, Jeff.
Say what?
I've been married.
It
ain't that simple, Jeff.
It's not that simple.
No, it's not that simple.
We don't
need
any marriage. Another analogy, bro.
You said away from marriage analogy.
You need another analogy. I heard it.
I'm just saying. Just saying.
That's not a good analogy. I get what you're trying to point out.
I'm just saying you hold them accountable.
This is a sports show.
Just say that.
No marital counseling on this show.
No. At least not from somebody who ain't been married.
I know.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny.
So, Jeff, are you very surprised that they did not make a trade? And I think we've seen the value of Van Fleet, who hasn't been here these 5 games, and you say he's owed $45 million. Would you pay it and keep it?
Okay. Your first question is, I really believe they're gonna have to mix it up. They're gonna have to come up with a different lineup or something. I think that they're worn out that lineup they was going with, and they was doing well with it, and then all of a sudden things change. But I understand that Fred VanVleet is huge. I understand because he's kind of a calming influence. He gives them a little bit more what's called cohesion, and they don't have that when he's not on the floor. They don't have that intelligence. It's like playing with IQ. They don't play with IQ when he's not on the floor. So they are missing that.
I see value with Jabari Smith also. They don't have him also. And he's been sitting on the bench watching. I think he's got a little bit more knowledge now. I would give him another opportunity. And that height and that athleticism, they miss also. Now, Amen has done great, but that people are starting to catch up with him also. He's still doing great. But sometimes it's just the breaks, Jeff. Sometimes it's just the breaks.
Now, the second part of your question, am I disappointed they didn't make a trade? Yeah, I am. I mean, they really did nothing. They actually did make 2 trades, but they were nothing trades. They traded for Jaden Springer from Boston. Then they turned around and they cut him. And then they turned around and traded for Cody Zeller from Charlotte. And I think they're going to cut him. From what I'm hearing right now, the Rockets are trying to acquire Ben Simmons on the buyout market. He's being bought out by the Nets. And right now he's being courted by the Rockets, the Clippers, and one other team out in the East. So right now, that's what's going on right now. They're trying to get sign Ben Simmons because they're going to cut Cody Zeller, and that's going to create a roster spot.
But
how do you guys feel if they get Ben Simmons? How do you guys feel if they get Ben Simmons?
I say no. I don't want Ben Simmons because he has not exhibited a professional attitude at this stage of his career. You know, now if I had a lesser team, I certainly would give him a chance. But where is he going to play? Is he willing to go to the G League? I don't think.
So you're saying you don't think he's worthy of a roster spot?
Not at this time. I mean, I don't want to bring him in unless he's willing to prove himself in the G League. No.
What about you?
Cody Zeller's had a better career than Ben Simmons.
Oh, he has? Okay.
Daryl, you doubting that? Look it up. Cody Zeller.
I agree with Phil.
Consistent everywhere he's been. He helped every team he's been on. I'm just being honest. Ben Simmons is a name. But Cody Zeller,
you might be right. You might be right.
I ain't asking you. I'm
but
telling
you also have to understand that Cody has not played at all this season. Cody has not played one game.
his career.
I'm talking about now. But I'm talking about now. Cody has not played this season.
Did you not hear what I just said? Let me process this for you again. His career has been better than Ben Simmons.
But I'm talking about now. He's not playing right now.
So in other words, the value for both of them is zero. You're not processing what I'm saying. So the value for both of them is zero. What is Ben Simmons going to do?
How much is he playing? A few minutes.
But he's contributing to a team right now. Cody Zeller's not contributing at all this year. He's not playing at all.
Okay.
Personal reasons he's not playing.
Jeff, why did they trade for him then?
Because they was trying to help the other team come
and
under.
If they chose to keep him, they could keep him.
Threshold.
And they didn't choose to keep him. But again, get on your computer and look at Cody Zeller's career. I didn't say this year. Even with this year, his career better than Ben Simmons. What has Ben Simmons missed several full seasons, dude?
I played 1 minute this year. Okay, all right, Phil. All right.
It's okay to be stubborn, but
let's move on.
Unrealistic is just not right.
Daryl.
The question.
Put that on your page and see how people respond.
Wow.
The question is, what are you getting Ben Simmons for? The question is, why are you getting Ben Simmons? The question is, why are you trading? So you're disappointed in a trade. What type of trade would you have wanted?
That was my next question. What did you want?
If you're going to trade, you ought to be trading.
Okay,
let me flesh it out for you. Let me flesh it out for you. If you're going to trade, you're going to trade to get better. Are you trying to get better in the long term or the short term? So, and hold on, sir. Okay. And at what expense? Why would I go get a Ben Simmons at the expense of a Cam Whitmore or one of these other young guys? Because don't sit up here and tell me that they were going to give us Ben for whoever's at the end of the bench, Michael, whatever his name is, or those guys. Because you can't, if all I'm giving you is the people from the end of the bench, I guarantee you what you're giving me is not going to go up to the front of my bench.
Okay, you do know this is not a trade. This is the buyout. They're getting them without giving up compensation.
I'm just saying, trades, buyouts, everything. Unless you are going to improve your team, then don't be disappointed in not getting a trade. Were you going to trade that was going to all of a sudden make you a championship contender? And if so, you definitely would have to give it. Right now, the Rockets have an embarrassment of young talent. They got so much talent, they don't know what to do with. And people want to just take that talent and say, oh, I get rid of him, I get rid of him, I get rid of him. But you know what? You're going to sit back and regret that. We were all happy, if you're old enough to remember, when we got Shane Battier. But we lost the boy out of, what's his name?
Rudy Gay.
No.
It wasn't Rudy Gay.
No, you're right with an R.
Yes, we did. It was Rudy Gay. It was Rudy Gay.
It was Rudy Gay?
It was Rudy Gay. I remember like it was yesterday. It was a trade. It was a trade night, yes.
But
on the
at that time, we were like, Shane Battier is the missing piece. We thought that was going to be it. If you're not looking for the missing piece to take you to the next level, you don't make a trade just to make a trade.
I didn't say
who you traded for.
I didn't say you make a trade just to make a trade. Other teams okay, all right. Other teams made trades. Okay, so they're competent enough to make trades, but you're not. Got it. All right. G-Rod,
Yes.
What do you got on this? Would you sign Ben Simmons as a buyout candidate?
First of all,
And cut Cody Zeller.
We're talking about a career that doesn't exist. He has no career. Hell, I played more. What? I'm confused. Ben Simmons' career. What career? I haven't seen him play.
And Ben Simmons will make like two NBA All-Stars when he an All-Star like 2 or 3 years.
Man,
right? How many All-Stars has Cody Zeller had?
Nothing. We talking about consistency though. Okay.
Said end of the conversation. Carl, go to the next topic.
But the other thing you just said, Daryl made an interesting point. He said, "What are you going to trade? Just to trade for him? It don't make any sense."
Hold on, G-Rock. Who you trade for? Who? Trade for Ben Simmons?
Even a buyout, Jeff. Why are you getting involved with somebody that has no value?
Trade for Russell Simmons.
He has more value. So
Russell Simmons is in better shape than Ben Simmons.
No, let's go get Angela Simmons. If we're gonna get a Simmons, let's get Angela.
I told y'all to leave this marital stuff.
No, baby, not you, baby.
All right, guys.
Let's move on.
Bowl is this Sunday. Is it the final? Let me take back that word, final. Is this the time that the Kansas City Chiefs finally get beat? I think it's a good chance because the variable that hasn't been there before is Saquon Barkley. Saquon and what he has done this year is devastating, and I don't know if Chris Jones is enough to stop Saquon Barkley. What do y'all think? Is Philadelphia, is it their time?
Go ahead, Phil.
Philly is in the position to win because they have the best defense in the league. That's why they're in, not because their offense is serviceable, but their defense is outstanding. And I believe they're going to put enough pressure on Mahomes that nobody else has, and they can cover one-on-one on the outsides. And the person that you got to always stop when you play Kansas City is Travis Kelce. Now, if they get any kind of running game, that's a plus. But Mahomes is going to be Mahomes. But I think this is going to be one he's going to be on his back more than he is used to. And that's going to help Philly. And Philly had just enough offense to win. They can sustain. And my heart wants Philly. My head says Kansas City, but I'm going to go with Philly. Hello, is it lights? It doesn't matter what you wiggle your head about. It's my opinion.
Okay.
And who you going with? I'm emphatic. Philly.
Who you going with?
I said it 3 times. Philly. I just gave you an analogy that you can understand. I said my heart says Philly. My head says KC, but I'm going with Philly. Hello, walls and lights. They got to answer me because you're not. Hello.
All right. Who's next?
How hard is that?
It's fine.
Okay.
I'm going with 4 and 7. I think 4 and 7 is going to hit in the first or the second quarter. I thought y'all was talking about my numbers. My bad. I'm gonna pull for Philly. I think what people seem to forget is that, when you talk Philly nowadays, all the emphasis is on Saquon, and rightfully so, because the guy's been phenomenal. He won the NFL Offensive Player of the Year when he probably should have won MVP, but we know they give that
I think so too.
to the quarterback. But what we're forgetting is Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert. That was Philly's identity when they didn't have Saquon. And those are not people that you just sneeze at. If for some reason Kansas City's defense is able to step up and stop Saquon, you still got an all-pro receiver, one of the top receivers, one of the top secondary receivers, one of the top tight ends. So Philly, it's stacked. Now, I'm like Phil. My head says Mahomes and Andy Reid, they have a way of getting it done. Because they don't have any slouches either. Pacheco, he's deadly. He's not Saquon, but he gets the job done in Andy's scheme. They still have D-Hop, who is not 24, but he's still serviceable. They still have Hollywood Brown, who just came back. They have Xavier Worthy, who has improved through the season. So the Kansas City that's been badly winning games throughout the year and not looking as good, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's who's going to be in the Super Bowl. Gun to my head, I'm taking Philly, but I wouldn't be shocked at all, and I'd be ready for the bullet if Kansas City won.
I agree. Kansas City, they got that mystique that the New England Patriots had. They are in that realm of conversation. And Kansas City is, until somebody beats them, that you have to expect them to win.
And both quarterbacks are from the great state of Texas.
The great state of Texas.
Huh?
Both quarterbacks are from the great state of Texas.
That is true. One is from outside of Houston.
Absolutely.
And I can guarantee you the black quarterback is going to win.
That's a true statement.
Very much so.
Now, let me give you my
analysis. Well, the Texans, Jeff, they've hired a new offensive coordinator. Who is that?
Nick Cawley. He was the tight end and the passing coordinator for who was that?
The Rams.
For the Rams, right.
So he has experience as an offensive coordinator?
More experience as a tight ends coach, but a passing offensive coordinator. He was their passing coordinator.
If you coach Matthew Stafford, you'll look good too.
Yeah, he was a passing offensive coordinator, not the whole offensive coordinator, what includes the rushing game, just the passing coordinator. So I like the move. I think he might be a little bit more of an upgrade over what they had, but he was not the sexy hire. He wasn't the sexy hire, but it was a good move, but it wasn't the sexy hire.
Okay. Well, they got very stale and predictable, so they needed to make a change, in my opinion. I came on this show many times and said the offense had lost any innovation. The league had caught up with them. They were predictable, and something needed to be done because it looked like at least 4 or 5 of those games they should have won. They had the advantage in about 4 or 5 of those games. So we are looking forward to improvement in their offensive ability, and hopefully they'll maintain the defensive pressure and ability, and we'll see some improvement in the league. What's going on else in sports, gentlemen? I saw a tennis player. I don't know if anybody knows this black tennis player. He was hitting the ball through his legs, hitting the ball from behind his back, and putting on a show. And he was winning. If that is the new face of tennis, it is going to be a different sports world. Do you have any idea of who that player was, Daryl?
Not familiar with him.
Okay, Phil.
What's that?
You know this black tennis player who he was hitting behind his back, doing different things?
Tofu.
Okay.
He's French.
Yeah,
he's French.
But he's black, but he's good. That's Tofu.
Yeah.
Okay. Is he possibly gonna? I believe he was in a championship, but he lost.
He lost. He doesn't play hard every tournament like he should. I mean, he's good. He's ranked. Let me see. I can tell you what he's ranked. Let me see. But he's a good tennis player. He's entertaining, that's for sure.
Yeah. That is what I saw. And if he starts winning, first he'll piss them off. He'll make them mad. But then he'll kind of do what Tiger Woods did in a lot of ways, possibly. Except he's not American. He's French, as you say. So I look forward to seeing more about him and him, rising up in the tennis world. So that would be a very good thing.
Yeah.
Well, guys, my favorite sport is about to happen, about to start up. Matter of fact, it's already started, but it's not in the prominent zone yet. And of course, that is track and field. I'm very much into track and field. And Quincy Wilson is in his junior year now. If you don't know, he's he went to the Olympics last year, so you should know. Cindy McLaughlin-Leroney is still top of her game. And the top track meet this year, of course, is the World Championships and that is going to be the thing that is going to show who is at the top of their game at that particular time. Of course, the United States almost got beat in my best race, not my personal best race, but the best race that I like to watch, 400-meter relay. And so they almost got beat by Botswana. And if you had saw that race, that was one of the most exciting. So is Alex Bregman going to come back?
No.
For the Astros?
No.
Where is he at now?
Nowhere.
Home?
Yeah. He's shopping his skill set.
Well, yeah.
He's shopping. I mean, he won a 5, 6, 7 year contract with almost $300 million, $300 million. The Astros offered him like 160 at 3 years, 4 years, but he won't long term. He'll get a team. He's good enough, but he really shopped himself out of a earlier opportunity. So I guess now he's gonna wait and see what's left, because he's a good third baseman. But the Cubs, people got money can get him. Detroit, plus with the
baseball season starts in October, does it, or what?
No, March, April. They go to spring training next week.
Oh, okay. You said baseball season starts in October.
Well, Jeff, I'm not up on dates.
Yeah, he said
okay.
As much as you are. So
right.
I do a little learning here also.
There we go. We should do all of us do.
Happened, and I catch up with it.
Okay.
So,
all right.
General told me to speak up, so I'm gonna speak up because I wasn't asked this question about football. I'm gonna reiterate that I wasn't asked, so I'm gonna go back real quick. Go Cowboys! That's who's gonna win Sunday. I can't. Now that's first thing. Second thing is, you talked about the black tennis player being like something about Tiger Woods. Well, Tiger Woods let a white girl beat him up, so we don't want to talk about that on the show. Okay, then I'll be quiet now, Darren. I'm sorry.
My mistake.
Well, that was when I didn't know Tiger Woods got beat up by his wife. That's what you said.
It's true.
With a bat.
Okay.
With a golf club.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well,
that's a whole nother subject also of how he handled himself and the idea.
Show a little love. He lost his mom this week too.
And then again,
Tiger Woods' mother passed this week.
Oh yeah, true.
Now I like what he's doing with his kids though.
Yeah, he's doing a wonderful job.
How he's managing that. His son Charlie is going to be a top-notch golf player. He has his daughter carrying the golf clubs for him. So across the board, that's a good thing. And as far as fatherhood, one of the things that Deion Sanders has shown, carrying his kids with him wherever he's gone to, and they was talking to him about, being a baby daddy. And that was the thing that they started the subject with. He cut him off and said, I do this, I do everything I do for my kids. I'm not a baby daddy.
He's not, never have been.
He says, and if you know a little bit about his history, I think he's been with, 2 wives. And they didn't
just one.
He maintained his kid. He been with one wife.
Yeah, Pilar. Him and Pilar got divorced, and Deion Jr. was from another woman that he wasn't married to. Pilar had Shiloh and Shadur and the daughter, and he was with babyface girl ex-wife for a long while, Tracy Edmonds. And then who's with now? Who knows? They broke up, but no, he hasn't been out there running around too bad. I mean.
Yeah, considering,
okay, but he's a great dad. And I know his kids ain't nobody got no complaints there.
And he's been on his shows, and people have asked him about where his son is going to go in the NFL, and he said, "Well, if it's the wrong team as far as his future, I will step in and do what I have to do," and I respect that. I respect his fatherhood just as much as what he's doing in the coaching realm. So, and I think he's going to get a respect across the board. We are toward the end of our program, but I want to, since we got a little time, I want to discuss a pet peeve, and this is the 75 NBA that they have established, and I do not like that they put in Carmelo Anthony, took out Bernard King. They took out well, they got Dave Bean, but Casey Jones was in the first one. I'm not sure he should be in there, but there's a lot of guys who are in there. I don't even think Damian Lillard should have been there. Chris Paul, maybe I can understand. James Harden, no, he has not won a championship. He scored a lot.
What? No, you're not for
Don't have to win a
best players.
Is Karl Malone in there? Is Charles Barkley in there? Is John Stockton in there? None of those guys won championships. Dominique Wilkins, he's in there. He never won a championship.
John Stockton couldn't win a championship because his shorts were too tight.
Well, that's not the only criteria. That's not the only criteria, but
those are all great players, everyone you name.
So is the queen?
Anthony Davis is in there. I don't agree with him either. But it's I think you've taken out a Bernard King, a Alex English. Bob McAdoo was in it this time, but he wasn't in it in the 50th year.
Bob McAdoo should be on any of them they have. Bob McAdoo should be on any of them they have.
He should be. But it's really just somebody's personal preference. Just like they just picked what's his name? The quarterback of the Buffalo Bills. They just picked him, not Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
So there should be some other type of criteria. Maybe they should put it with the fans. Something like that. What do y'all think?
The problem with lists like that.
Say what?
The problem with lists like that is that they are totally subjective. And it's just like you have your opinion, that other person has their opinion, and we don't know who voted. I don't know how many votes it was, and it's quite possible that they've never seen Bernard King, so they don't know the Bernard King that we know. There are some people that are older than us who probably said they know somebody who should be on there instead of Bernard King. So don't ever get too wound up about the greatest of all time, especially when the all time is over 100 years. And then there are people who can't speak to how great somebody was 100 years ago. There's some older black men who will tell you that they could go get the whole Negro League squad out of Atlanta, and they're better than any All-Stars we have today. So it's subjective. You know, you read it, look at it, and you move on.
That is a great point, because for so many years, certain black players were not even allowed to play, as well as back in the day, they could only have so many black players on their team, and some weren't allowed to even have the opportunity. Just like in baseball, they were not even considered to be a part until 47. And then at that time, it was so much resistance even against them where they couldn't play to the best of their ability. You think Jackie Robinson was able to play to the best of his ability? He died, I believe, at 49 or so forth. Because
Jackie Robinson? He died in 70. Huh? Jackie Robinson died way after he retired. He died in 1970, 71. Somewhere.
Can you look up how old he was?
He was not very old. I mean, but he
wasn't very old.
Yeah, but he died in the early 70s.
The amount of stress that he had to deal with.
When did Jackie Robinson die?
Back in that day. The amount of stress.
Jackie Robinson died on October 24th, 1972 at the age of 53.
He was 53 years old. Died in 72.
How old, Jeff?
Yeah.
He's 53 years old. Died in 72. 53 years old.
53 years old.
And his wife is still living, Rachel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She looks good.
Yeah.
She was on TV the other day talking about him.
The level of stress that they had to deal with all through their years, all that Jackie Robinson, every time he tried to slide into a base, they did something to him. They hit him. Something else.
Yeah, he went to hit him back. Yeah.
I can still consider him the greatest athlete of all time.
He could be considered that. I mean,
by all accounts, Jackie Robinson wasn't even the best black baseball player when they brought him in. He was able to withstand the things that you would talk about. He had other attributes that made him the right player to break the color barrier, but he was not necessarily the best.
But as an athlete, he played at UCLA. He played football, baseball, and basketball.
Yeah, no, I'm not taking anything away.
I'm just throwing it out there.
As a baseball player, the accounts say he was not the best baseball player. He was a great player, and I'm not taking anything away from him. What he did once he got into the league, with all the odds against him, with the bases he was still stealing, with the home runs, he was
Willie
in between getting beamed
would probably get that title.
Yeah, you have to get
in that time, Hank Aaron too. But I'm just saying that they had to look up to him.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. Yeah, be able to hit home, be able to get beamed in the head and then hit a home run your next time up at the plate. You know, you got to be a good guy, which is what he had to do.
I think some of the players today don't give credit as well as don't understand. They get so caught up. That's why I don't totally get just totally into sports, because it's on a level that is so far away from sometimes the reality. Now, it's a good diversion. It's a good thing to look at, but let's not get it twisted. You got things happening with Donald Trump and different things that we have to be aware of. And
that's a whole show.
I agree with his transgender stance. I don't agree with his DEI stance. So that can affect things also. However, it is what it is. I'm not here talking politics. We just have to not necessarily just go along with it, but we have to be aware of it and survive it and find a way to withstand or to persevere. So I just say that.
Didn't he issue pardons for like 1,500 and something people that charged into on the Capitol?
Domestic terrorists. They were domestic terrorists. And then the cat from Hot Wheels from Texas, what's his name? Hot Wheels. So I want to say this since you brought up DEI, and I have to say this publicly because I'd like some feedback. I don't care. I can take the criticism. But you got a guy in a wheelchair married to a Mexican lady with extended family in Mexico that just abolished DEI programs in the state of Texas. Now, everything about him, he should have a DEI plastered all over his wheelchair that benefited from all those programs. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet. Daryl, I'm gonna be quiet.
I'm not getting no feedback on that. That's a good comment.
See, Trump think the DEI was a stab at the brown people and the black people, but he don't realize that the group of people that have made the best utilization of DEI has been white women. White women. Yeah. But he don't think everything through. It's like these tariffs that he's trying to put on Mexico and Russia and China. That's going to backfire on him. He don't know what he's dealing with. He don't know what he's dealing with.
It's pretty bad in the manufacturing world. I'm gonna be quiet because I can go on and on about that. But anyway, yeah, somebody get him a sticker, please. DEI proponent, please put it on all the wheels.
Well, what we got to understand or accept is that some of our people and people who have benefited from DEI voted for the man, and maybe they will come to the understanding that they made a mistake, or maybe they won't.
Federal workers that voted for him. A bunch of federal workers, a bunch of brown people that voted for their own deportation.
Yeah.
Why are you mad? He told you you gonna come get Pepe, Lalo, all of them, run them all up. And
they didn't believe him. They didn't believe him.
Project 2025 was readily available for anybody to read.
Exactly.
He told you 8 years ago when he was running the first time, I can do whatever I want, and they're still going to vote for me. And he has proved that over and over again.
And he had a lot of time to plan. He had a lot of time to plan.
Absolutely.
And that is why it's only been almost a month now, or it has been a month, and bam, it's looked like it's been almost 4 years already. And
this for Daryl General. I got a question.
3 weeks.
Daryl General, who elected a South African vice president? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, that's a reality. Now, I do believe that
he's South African.
Yeah, I understand. I do believe that, hey, there is going to be
they check his papers like they always crying about somebody else's papers, huh?
Did you see you see what
blowback that's
did
about
there?
to happen. But how is that
Elon
gonna
Musk.
happen? And is it just going to be a bunch of wind and with no meat on it? We'll see.
Elon Musk think that he's the president. Did you see this guy up there?
Nobody elected him for anything.
Huh?
He wasn't elected to anything.
He can't be elected because he's not American. He couldn't be
who's
elected.
the vice president?
I
the
know,
vice
but
president? I never see him.
But that's my point. He's still acting like as if he was elected as opposed to being appointed.
Exactly.
I do agree with that transgender ban, though. I agree with that. That's just my personal preference. And
I'm okay with that too. I don't want to see men competing with women.
Not in boxing, unless they.
Are there any other things? I think DEI might affect sports a little bit. I'm not sure how, but I do know the athletes are starting to voice no grunt, not going to have any effect.
No, what I'm saying is they will never institute those policies in NCAA, in the NBA. They're not going to, no, man. They would lose billions and billions of dollars, man.
Well, you heard that they took the end racism out of the Super Bowl
end zone.
Huh?
The end zone slogan.
Yeah. They took that out of the end zone.
Hey, real quick, guys, real quick. What do you guys think about Snoop Dogg performing in the inauguration? He's lost over 500,000 followers on his for his Instagram followers. Over 500,000 people he's lost as far as his followers. Because
every bit of that.
Because he's the one that made a big deal back in 2017 talking about which Jigaboo is going to perform for the guy. And then here we are, 7 years later, 8 years later, and he's up there performing.
See the performance?
I have no problem with that. Because you have to
ask anybody
feel in the world that you're in.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that. You know, he still, as he says, 100. He still says he's 100% black.
You know, they're gonna defend it any way they have to.
Did anybody see the performance?
They were not actually the inauguration, but they were different type events like Bitcoin. Other people actually sponsored it. It was money. It was a money grab. I mean,
I understand that, but I'm saying, did you see the performance? Because you're right, it was a money grab.
Yeah, I didn't see any of them.
He was in a corner. He was his own DJ.
Exactly.
He had a mic. He was the DJ and the rapper, both of them. He was in a suit, and everybody in the room, like he was there. They were just looking at him. I was like, dude, do you know what you look like right now?
Exactly. He looked out of place. He really didn't put it all into it. He really looked like he was out of place.
We talking about Snoop here, right?
Yeah, talking about Snoop.
It was bad.
Yeah, but I'm aware what he said back in 2017 and 2016. Stuff like that. Yeah, I was familiar with that.
Yeah. They dogging out there too. Real quick, guys, NCAA basketball. University of Houston's moved up to the number 5 seed, sitting at 17-4, but Auburn's still number 1 seed at 20-1, with Duke sitting at 19-2 as the number 2 seed, and Alabama number 3 at 19-3. So just wanted to touch bases a little bit, talk about University of Houston sitting at 17-4, number 5 seed. What you guys think about University of Houston?
They gave Texas Tech a game the other night.
Gave it to them.
Give us our A-Rocket sponsor.
Hey guys, just want to thank you again for this show and for the opportunity we have to always get with you guys, have a good time, lightweight banner. But the reality is everybody has to move at some point in time. So when you do, call A-Rocket Moving and Storage. We've been in business since 1959. We do corporate, retail, we do corporate moves, we do home relocation, interstate. We have all type of services. If you give us a call, we have a 62,000 square foot storage with climate control. Darryl General's law firm, Baker Boss, is one of the biggest clients. They call us on a regular, and we can come by and do anything and everything you may need service-wise. We have incredible reviews. Just look us up, 713-748-6024, 34 1/4. And let us know what your household needs may be. If you're moving intrastate, interstate, in the city, biggest little small moving company in the country, actually, if you check us out. So help us out, come see us, come view our the beautiful facilities, and give me a call, Philip Green, 713-748-6024 at A-Rocket Moving and Storage, second generation moving and storage company, DeAndre Sam, CEO.
Thank you, Brother Phil. Thank you very much. And
Proud
we are
sponsor of this show.
other in-studio hosting possibilities, as well as other sponsorships. And we're looking to grow Sportstake. This is our 37th episode, I believe. And we are planning on getting better and better every time we come on. We want to bring more innovations, more guests. We want to have legends and different things to meet the sports audience at the core. Thank you very much. Any last word, Mr. President?
Everything's good. I appreciate everybody. General, G-Rod, I appreciate you guys coming on the show again. You guys always do an outstanding job. So it's hard for me not to invite you guys back because you got vast knowledge. You got great personalities. So we appreciate you guys. And Carl, we appreciate you. And Phil, we appreciate you. We don't always agree on everything, but hey, I don't want us to agree on everything. We're supposed to have diverse opinions. So I appreciate everyone.
Well, I'll look at you like Stephen A, and I'll be Stuart Scott, and we'll leave it at that.
Peace and power. All right, guys. We'll see y'all.
All right, G.